We ready, Mr. Glendy?
Yes, we are, Mr. Chair. Should we begin?
Please.
For Charm TV, we're about to begin. Good morning to all the people in the room and watching. This is the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's November 16th, 2023 docket. We have several matters to be heard. Mr. Chair, do you have any opening comments?
No, good morning. Welcome, everybody. We have a long docket, so give us a little patience. We'll move as quickly as we can.
All right. And calling the first case. Xander's LLC, trading as trade name pending. Proposed premises are located at 135 East Baltimore Street, and this is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1604C2i requires $700,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, a 65% food sales minimum, and a seating capacity for a minimum of 150 people. Applicants are also requesting live entertainment and off-premises catering.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor, Commissioners. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, David Monteagudo.
You want it proper for us?
I'd be happy to, in light of your hectic docket today. Mr. Monteagudo is a CIA graduate, Culinary Institute of America, in 2015. He's excited about this project. He even worked for Saveur magazine as a test kitchen expert, actually testing recipes for publication before they were published, so it tasted good, and then people would be happy with the recipes in that magazine. The concept here is New American. It's the Alexander Brown Investment Bank, or historic Alex Brown banking house building from 1904. The menu, I submitted a very rudimentary menu, but showing you all the different things, kind of like a lot of classic specials and dishes that are reflective of the region. He has managed Three Dog Deli in Towson and co-owned Liliana since 2021. He is, we show the investment of over $3.5 million into the renovations of the establishment, as evidenced by the Melnick appraisal. Furthermore, we are showing over 185 seats, and I believe it's 4 floors. Is that right?
3 floors.
It's 3 floors.
Did they have to do a lot of renovation from the last owner?
That I will have to ask him about.
There, swear him. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
You raise your right hand. You swear or affirm I will further the answers that you give and statements that you make to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, do you know of any renovations at all have been done in the last 4 years? Any work has been done?
Yes.
All right, what kind of work?
I believe, well, within the 4 years is when the major renovations was getting done from the previous tenant from 2019. So I think that will fall right into that.
I mean, is it essentially going to be the same physically, or have you made big changes to it?
Physically, the same, yes.
Okay. Did you have anything else, Mr. Fogelman?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions. No questions.
Okay. Well, thank you for all the materials. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and having met the criteria for the license, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and off-premises catering. Commissioner?
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and also the request for live entertainment and off-premise catering.
Based on the application materials, the proffer made by council, testimony given today, I too also vote to approve this application for a Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and off-premises catering.
Ms. Russell?
I'd call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit number 1, menu 2, capital investment appraisal.
Is it name of the restaurant going to be Xander's?
Yes.
Okay.
And just a quick one, I asked, what does that mean? And
That means Alexander?
You got it. I didn't know that. Thank you.
You should ask my stepson, whose name is Xander.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received the instructions on which documents to submit in order to legally obtain the license the board approved today at the hearing. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Calling item number 2 on today's docket, New Asian Taste Incorporated, trading as New Asian Taste. Proposed premises are located at 3400 Chestnut Avenue. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603C1 which requires $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and a seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. The applicants are also requesting off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Did I hear about an investment? I've got 3400 Chestnut Avenue. Is that what we're on?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. Thank you, Stephen W. Fogelman, on behalf of Kui Jin Wu. Ms. Wu has worked at Asian Taste in Hamden, 916 West 36th Street from 2002 to 2022. They've spent 20 years in that restaurant serving the residents of Hamden. They acquired a liquor license in 2014 and held that, Mr. Ming held that license, her husband. She is from China. She's been in the United States for over 23 years. They have lived for 16 years at 3670 Falls Road, only 2 blocks away from the proposed location of this restaurant. They put together a budget for you, and that budget continues to evolve. By evolve means getting bigger and bigger. They were at $234,000 in build-out by the time they filed this application, and they're telling me it's gone up at least $15,000 more between sinks, ice machines, cold cases, a new hood, refrigerator, freezer, sandwich unit, and something called a noodle cooler that's specifically
What was
for
at
noodles.
this location?
The old location was 916 West 36th Street, which I think was right next door to Royal Farms World Headquarters.
What was it, 3400 Chestnut, anything?
That I don't know. Do you know?
It's called Tree House Juicing Bar.
Okay, it was called a Tree House. It was a juice bar.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have other things to tell us?
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know that you have the budget, you have the seating chart showing 78 to 84 seats, and I thank you very much.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the exhibits received, and the proffer from council, a vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and requesting for off-premise catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials and the proffer made by council, I too vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
Like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Menu 2, Capital Investment Appraisal, and 3, Seating Chart.
Thank you.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
ma'am.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received the instructions on which documents to submit in order to legally obtain the license that the board preliminarily approved this morning. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Item number 3 on today's docket, Cooker's Music Bistro LLC, trading as Cooker's Music Bistro. Proposed premises are located at 885 to 889 North Howard Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1603C1 which requires $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and a seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. Applicants are requesting live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
For the record, Melvin J. Konensky, 320 North Charles Street, representing the applicant. The applicant is the owner of the property. He was licensee there for 4 or 5 years.
Is this
Subsequent-
the applicant?
That's him right here.
And his name is
Mr.
Mel?
Phil.
Okay. Okay.
Phil Myers, one of
Okay.
the Myers boys from his mother's head. And the prior owner, right before him, had to left and left the place in a mess, so he's taking it back over again. He's experiences that he's run the business over the past years. He knows about alcohol certified. I'll give you each a copy. Do you have a copy of the menu I saw?
We just got it.
One of the nice ones I had there. I also have, Mr. Melnick's going to have to buy turkeys for everybody, I guess, after this is all over with. Have his evaluation here, with the place at $608,000. Meets the capital investment in the seating in the manner. There won't be any,
Thank you. That'll be received.
Thank you.
Thank you.
other than that, he'll make sure everybody that is there is alcohol certified, that serves, and it has, the place has had live entertainment in the past.
Did you say Mr. Myers has worked there?
He owns the building, and he was a licensee there for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Without any problems?
No problems.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Konecki. On the basis, then, of the materials contained in the application, the exhibits which have been received, including the appraisal, having met the standards for the application for the license, and on the basis of the proffer from council, I approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials and the proffer made by council today, I too vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit number 1, Menu 2, Capital Investment Appraisal.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Myers.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received the instructions on how to submit the required documentation to obtain the license the board approved preliminarily today. Shall we move forward, Chair?
Yes.
Then item number 4 on today's docket, Facci Ristorante of Baltimore, LLC, trading as Facci Ristorante. Proposed premises are located at 414 Light Street, Suite 102. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1604C2 I, which requires $700,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 65% food sales, and a seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. Applicants also requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages.
For the record, Melvin J. Konecki, 320 North Charles Street. This is an application for a new license, and it was a license at that location known as 00 for a period of time. The parties have left, requiring the applicant to go ahead and file for a new license. He has restaurants in Howard County.
Who is with you today? Do you mind introducing your clients so that we know?
Well,
who's here?
Mr.
Luigi Palma Esposito.
and Mr.
Sandoval.
Okay. Good morning, John.
And Mr. Facci has restaurants in Howard County, been very successful. They give you a copy of the menu. Don't want everybody to get too hungry here. When
We've got it here in front of us.
You got it? Okay, I thought I had sent it
Quite extensive.
along with it. I think it's a very impressive menu. As people will be alcohol certified. It's served. He's going to probably have maybe 40 people working, 20 in front of the house and 20 back of the house. Once again, Mr. Melnick had gone through and has gotten the appraisal hot off the press at $1,379,000.
Will be received.
Thank you.
As far as the experience, I think if you look at the pictures, it lays out very well, and I think it'll be a good amenity for the Inner Harbor.
Okay. Anything further?
Nothing further.
And what's the seating?
Seating in there is, I think, 114, 115.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Konecki, on the basis of the materials contained in the application, your proffer, the exhibits received, including the appraisal and the seating requirements being met, vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and a request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, the proffer made by council and the exhibits submitted, I too vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Menu 2, Capital Investment Appraisal.
Buona fortuna.
Grazie. Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally obtain the license the board preliminarily approved this morning. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Calling item number 5 on today's docket, Ketchy 2 LLC, trading as Ketchy. Proposed premises are located at 201-07 East Redwood Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1603 C1 little double I and 12-1609 B1, which deals with multiple Class B licenses. This requires $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and a seating capacity for a minimum of 125 people. Pursuant to Section 12-1609E, the board may waive either the minimum capital investment requirement and/or the minimum seating capacity requirement under 12-1609B1 if the board holds a public meeting at which the board reviews the business practice of the license holders and determines the license holders are in good standing.
For the record, again, Melvin J. Kudensky, 320 North Charles Street.
I apologize, Mr. Kudensky. Applicants are also requesting live entertainment, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Thank you. Sorry. Once again, for the record, Melvin J. Kudensky, 320 North Charles Street. With me, I have Mr. Doug Gonzalez and Mr. Brad Burns. This is a corner piece of property. It used to have a hotel there. As I think you may or may not be aware, Mr. Burns and his group are developing various pieces of property. He did Werner's, and it's been very successful. Mr. Doug Gonzalez has had plenty of experience. He had a license down in Federal Hill. He worked with Slice Pizza and so forth, and the people that would be serving alcohol, be alcohol certified. I think I see you have a copy of the menu.
Yes.
And you have a copy of the valuation for Mr. Melnick.
Yes.
Okay, yours looks prettier than mine for some reason.
This hotel closed a while ago, right? How long
yeah.
has it been closed?
In December.
Yeah, why don't you swear, please?
You guys raise your right hands. Sure. Do you swear or affirm in the Illinois Courier that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Because I know that they used to patronize Werner's, but no one, they don't,
Yeah.
they're not there anymore, right?
The hotel closed in December, and we purchased the property in May.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And Mr. Kudensky, both of your clients have had prior licenses, but without any history of violations, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're requesting a waiver so that they can have this?
Well, they're having 125 seats, so I think,
On the application, it said 119.
well, then we'll ask the waiver to 119, I'm sorry.
Okay. The commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No
Did
question.
you have anything further?
Nothing further. Submit.
On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the testimony received, and the exhibits received, vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and a request for live entertainment, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Excuse me, and if the record requires it, we grant the waiver.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I also move to grant the waiver. Vote.
Based on the application materials, the testimony provided, the proffer made by council, the exhibits admitted today, I also vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, grant the waiver, and also grant the license with live entertainment, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, menu. Board Exhibit 2, capital investment appraisal.
Thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received the instructions on how to legally obtain this license that the board preliminarily approved this morning. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Item number 6 on today's docket, Prime X Proper LLC, trading as Prim and Proper. Proposed premises is located at 206 East Redwood Street, and this is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1604C2 little double I, which requires $700,000 in minimum capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 65% food sales, and a seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people.
Identify yourself for the record, please.
I'm Barry Clark. I will be the operator.
You're not an attorney, sir?
No.
Okay, will all of you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So who's with you, Mr. Clark?
This is my wife, Janelle Clark, and this is our executive chef, Calvin Riley.
Okay, and they're going to be on the license, right?
Correct.
All right, do you want to tell us what this is all about?
All right, so this is Prim and Proper. We are located on 206 East Redwood. This is the former Chez Hugo.
Across the street from where the last ones were.
Yep, it's literally right across from Werner. So I leased this space last November. When I saw the space, I sent it to my wife and asked her could I do it, and she was like, I don't know, but she wanted a wine bar. I am one of the co-owners of Poppy Cuisine, so I am familiar with the restaurant industry, the liquor board, of course. So that's where my operations comes in. So she got the concept together, and then we met up with Calvin, who is the chef, and he can answer all the questions about food. He also used to be a sous chef, I believe so, at Chez Hugo.
Okay, and the amount of the investment?
Right now, we are at appraised 750,000, and I have that breakdown, which I sent to my investors. I know it's lengthy, but
Is there a seating requirement here, Mr. Blendy?
75, Mr. Chair.
and we're at 94.
Okay. All right. And is everyone, how many people are going to be handling alcohol?
We're only going to have about 2 bartenders per shift. All of them will be served safe and understand that yeah.
Okay. Let me just take a quick look here. So no more French food?
Oh, no.
It's a French Caribbean.
It's a French Caribbean concept.
Oh, okay. Did the pandemic kill Chez Hugo?
Yes, it did.
It's a shame. But the Chesapeake Theater is still is up and running, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
I have no questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from Mr. Clark, the exhibits received, having met the criteria for the license, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license. Commissioner?
Yes, based on the materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license.
Based on the application materials and the testimony provided today, I too vote to approve this new application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license. Good luck, folks.
Ms. Russell?
That causes this for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Menu 2, Capital Investment.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
That concludes this matter before the board. Applicants have received the instructions on how to submit the required materials and documentation to legally obtain the license the board preliminarily approved this morning. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Item number 7 on today's docket has been postponed at the request of the applicant and will be scheduled for a future hearing of the board, which brings us to item number 8 on today's docket. Charsky Incorporated, trading as the Charles. Premises are located 1110 to 12 South Charles Street, holders of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is an application to transfer ownership with the continuation of live entertainment and a request for off-premises catering for that license.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadansky, 320 North Charles Street. I'm pitch hitting for Frank Scholas. Frank was in the hospital, was supposed to have an operation. Things didn't go exactly as he wanted, so he's not going to be available for a little bit. So I told him I would, he got second best because, Frank could be first. I have Mr. Lasinski with me. He has had prior licenses on Blue Agave. He still does. He's familiar with the operation and the business. People will be alcohol certified, won't be any change in the business, and he's familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board, so he's been associated with various licenses over the period of time.
Okay, and, but you've not worked at this location before, right? You haven't worked, yes.
Do you want me?
Yeah, please.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. I've not worked there.
You've not worked, but you work, do you have another restaurant that's Blue Agave in business now?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that an issue for a woman?
No, the law doesn't require, when it's a transfer of a B, the law just caps the maximum amount of multiple Bs at 5 restaurant licenses, and this would be Mr. Lazinski's second. It's the curiosity of the alcoholic beverages article.
Okay. This place had some problem about 6 years ago, but nothing since, so we need you to keep it that way.
Yep.
All All right, commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, testimony received, a vote to approve the application to transfer this, this is a Class B, right?
Right.
Class B license with continued live entertainment and off-premises catering.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and also the request for off-premise catering.
Based on application materials, testimony provided, and proffer made by council, I too vote to approve this application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and off-premises catering of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Lizinski.
Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received the instructions on how to submit the required documents to legally complete this transfer of ownership, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's approval by the board. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
And calling item number 9, Oshby Incorporated, trading as Paradise Liquors. Premises are located at 2223 Pennsylvania Avenue, holders of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is an application to transfer ownership, and the board is rehearing a matter concerning an issue identified during the issuance process.
For the record, Melvin J. Kaninsky, 320 North Charles Street. Now, this is another one of Frankie's cases I've decided to help him on. This was a case that Mr. Bagdanian here, and this is Mrs. Marva, correct? And this case was heard in September, approved, and we had to get a substitute city resident, which is, other than that, everything's the same. The substitute city resident has been approved by the board, so it's no change from what was approved in September.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of the proffer from council and having previously approved everything else about the license except the current applicant for city resident on the license, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership.
Based on the proffer made by council and having previously approved this license, I do vote also to approve this application transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, folks.
Good luck.
That concludes this matter. Council is going to receive instructions on which documents to legally submit in order to effect the transfer of ownership that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's approval by the board. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Item number 10 on today's docket, Dear Leon LLC, trading as Cafe Dear Leon or Leon, I'm not sure. Premises are located at 2933 O'Donnell Street, holders of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license, and this is an application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment of that license.
Good morning, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants, Mr. Kim and Mr. Lee. Once again, we have some Culinary Institute of America grads before you. That's where they met in New York City. They both worked in pretty well-known restaurants in Manhattan. After that, they moved back to Maryland and have opened a small cafe in the square in Canton called Cafe Dear Leon. It has been a tremendous success. Everyone in the neighborhood forms lines of over a block long to get at these croissants and coffee. So maybe it's something you might want to try someday. Even my high school.
You get in line for me, maybe.
Exactly. Well, my high school kid, she goes down there every Saturday morning and stands in those lines for half an hour just to get a croissant. It's that good. I have tried it. They are excited to open up a venture just a few doors down, 3 doors down to be exact, at 2933 O'Donnell. Used to be Shiso Sushi, and prior to that it was called Cosmopolitans. The restaurant will be a fresh pasta, 2 words, fresh pasta. It'll be an Italian operation on the square. The seating is unchanged. This is a transfer and a continuation of it be with 80 seats. And they are excited to do a heavy food version of what they've done. I think the heaviest thing they have right now is a ham and cheese croissant.
And those who handle the alcohol will be certified?
They will indeed.
Okay, commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fogelman. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment.
Based on a proffer made by council and application materials, I also vote to approve this transfer of ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with the continuation of live entertainment.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, good luck, gentlemen.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally, which documents to legally submit in order to effect the transfer the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Ma'am, shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Then calling item number 11 on today's docket, Lucky J&M Incorporated, trading as Hamden Park Liquors. Premises are located at 3701 Falls Road, holders of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, and this is an application to transfer ownership of said license.
Thank you. Good morning, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of Mr. Park, who's here. Happy to.
Good morning.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the son of the licensees, longtime licensees at this establishment, TJ Liquors, Inc. Mr. Park has taken over the family business. I pull up his information on the liquor board database, and it shows that there was a 401A violation in 2006 and nothing since then, except some special Sunday holiday license requests. So I'd like to think he's been trained well in a place that 17 years without a violation. So he's looking forward to, I mean, he's already in there operating with his family, and this is going to go all to him. Never had a liquor license, and he grew up in the business, so it's about as good as an applicant as you'll get for
Is he certified?
He is.
And the others who handle alcohol?
They will also be alcohol management certified.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Based on the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, I vote to approve the application to transfer this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Based on application materials and the proffer made by council, also vote to approve this application, transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Park.
Good luck.
Thank you. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
That concludes this matter.
Mr. Milnick's turkey.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally obtain the license of the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Calling item number 12 on today's docket, Rameshwar LLC, trading as Heights Liquors. Premises are located at 5302 Park Heights Avenue. Holders of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, and this is an application to transfer ownership of that license.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Peter Priebus
morning.
on behalf of the applicants. This is Rudra Bosnet. He's the owner and licensee, and this is Sherlock Skeet Gillette, who is this Baltimore City resident. Has no interest in the license. If I can proceed by way of proffer, this is a purchase of the existing liquor store, Heights Liquors at 5302 Park Heights Avenue. The hours of operation for this Class A license in that area is 9 to 10, so the establishment will continue to operate from 9 to 10, Monday through Saturday. It basically requires one employee, sometimes two employees, and Mr. Bosnet is an owner-operator, and he's there on site. I'm not familiar with any violations from
There
the
was one
prior
in
owner.
19, but
Yeah, but it's a pretty quiet operation, I believe. Mr. Bosnet has been alcohol awareness certified. His son is not a licensee anywhere else, but has experience in the business, and Mr. Bosnet, the younger, and he has been helping out with him. And that's basically it. The purchase price has been paid, and they're ready to go.
okay, commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application and the proffer from council, I vote to approve the application to transfer this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of a beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on application materials and proffer made by council, I also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right. Good luck, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
Have a good holiday.
Good holiday.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally complete the transfer, which by law the board approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Then let me call item number 13 on today's docket, Pupuseria Mamatana LLC, trading as Pupuseria Mamatana. Premises are located at 4707 Eastern Avenue. Holders of the license is a Class D beer and light wine license, and this is an application to transfer the ownership and location of that Class D beer and light wine license, which is presently located at 426 South Newkirk Street to 4707 Eastern Avenue. Applicants also requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages, and I must note, Mr. Chairman, that upon review of the file, it was determined that the proposed premises is located within 300 feet of a church, which is not permitted to be allowed to occur. I believe the church is St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church, and but there is a provision, I believe, in the 46th district where they can obtain permission from the church to transfer, but that would require a postponement to have to occur today.
You're talking about what addresses within 300 to 4707?
The new premises is the rear of St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church is listed as being within 300 feet, and I do apologize for failure to give you advance notice of that. It is something that just came to my attention.
How do they measure that, laser?
We actually have spools. Big tapes. But there is a provision in the 46, I believe, where, and I'm knowing that the business has been there without alcohol. I think, I know a guy at the church who's just not here today. He's in Disney World. So, Chief Chris
By our next hearing, Mr. Kudensky.
Or do you want to get the testimony, and then if we don't get the letter, then we're out, or how do you?
Well, if you don't get the letter, there's no sense us hearing the testimony, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you, when's our next hearing?
Be December 14th.
I hate to hold them up, but I think we have to do it, so we'll continue it until December 14th so that you can get that, okay?
All right, thank you.
This matter will be continued till December 14th. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Then item number 14 on today's docket. Applicant Ralph A. Borman Sr. as a sole proprietorship, trading as Tom and Olive's Cafe. Premises are located at 2942 East Monument Street. Holders of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, and this is an application to transfer ownership of that license.
Good morning. Good morning. Would you all raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state and spell your name when you speak?
My name is Ralph A. Borman Sr., B-O-A-R-M-A-N.
Well, let's start with you, Mr. Borman. Tell us about this.
I'm requesting to my liquor license. My brother-in-law was put on the liquor license with me after my father-in-law died. Okay, I was on a license with him. He's a personal representative of the state. He was taking care of the probate. So the liquor board said that we had to put his name on there with mine until we got everything straightened out. Everything has been done, straightened out. He wants to come off the license. He don't want to be on it, and my name solely.
So nothing else has changed?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. What is your name? Come up and state your name for the record, please.
Lorraine Diggs. I'm the president of the community. We had some concerns about this established. Our concerns was that Tom and Allie's were operating two, as we could say, two licenses. They had, one was a carry-out and one was that the community was able to set in. But the community were never able to set in the back of this bar. So we had some concerns, and we still have some concerns, because the only thing that we're seeing is licenses are being transferred. But when these licenses are being transferred, the business is not running the way it should be once you give them the license to open this establishment or continue with the establishment. This establishment has been open since 1935. Mr. Ralph, I'm guessing the father-in-law, had established this license in 71. From that time, from 1971, no one in our community was allowed to sit in the back of this establishment. We did not know that it was a sit-in lounge at all. We asked the establishment plenty of times for us as a community to be able to sit in the back. We were not allowed. So I spoke to Mr. Ralph, which is the owner that's supposed to be transferring everything. We then realized that in 71, it was put in legislation 14 that this license or this bar wasn't turned over once the legislation came about. So everything basically remained the same. So the only thing that really changed was transferring ownership, but it wasn't ran the way it should be ran in our community. So that's a big issue. So that's why I'm here to speak on my community. As I stated, my name is Lorraine Diggs, and the name of my community is a community with a voice. So we had some concerns about how everything was ran. And you guys are giving them a license, but we are not allowed to sit in the back. But it's open that we can sit in the back, but we're never allowed to. So that's our main concern.
Mr. Boardman, you want to address that?
Anyone can come in the back. I mean, I have a buzzer, have to buzz them in, but they're allowed in the back. I have a 7-day license. I have to be open in the back with a 7-day license.
But we haven't had any complaints.
No, sir.
So again, may I take the?
Yeah, but quickly, because we got to move.
Okay. So I worked at this establishment, and when I worked at this establishment, I was told never to let anyone in the back. No one could come in the back to sit at all.
And when was that?
basically, this was, and when did I work for you guys, Mr. Ralph?
It's been a while back,
Been a while. And as I stated, from 1971
15 years ago.
to now, no one was allowed to sit in back. And it was basically anyone that was of color was not allowed to sit in the back of this establishment. Even though I worked there, and I only worked there because of someone else was in charge of it. No one
We can
is.
investigate. We'll find out.
Okay,
what's
thank you,
going
my
on.
love.
Okay. Anything further?
That'll be all. Thank you.
Commissioners?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, we'll check into it. So on the basis of the materials contained in the application and the testimony received, a vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of a BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Just based on the application's materials presented today, I too vote to approve this application for a transfer of ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, good luck, and we'll
Thank you.
Thank you
find
very
out what's going
much.
on.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Applicant has received instructions on which documents to submit in order to legally effect the transfer of ownership the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's approval. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Then calling item number 15 on today's docket, Mission Driven Dining LLC trading as Ampersea. Premises are located at 1417 Thames Street. This is a holder of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and this is an application to transfer ownership of that license with the continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, David F. Mister, Mr. Winter and Bartlett LLC, representing the applicant, Kyle Smedberg, who is to my right, the board's left. By way, if I may, by way of proffer, Mr. Chairman.
I think we've approved this previously.
Yes, I want to tell you, this premises has been licensed since about 2010. It was Waterfront Hotel originally, Waterfront Kitchen, excuse me. And then it became Ampersea in 2016. Mr. Smedberg has actually been on the license for over 2 years. The board did approve this last year. Unfortunately, principally because of a tax hold, we weren't able to complete the transfer within 180 days. So we're back again to do that. There have never been any violations.
Nothing's changed, right?
No, nothing has changed.
And there are no violations, I agree.
They are not. And Mr. Smedberg has a very substantial experience back there.
Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the refiled application and the proffer from council, vote to approve the application transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment outdoor table service of the B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on the application materials and the proffer made by council today, I also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received the instructions on which documents to submit to legally effect this transfer of ownership that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Calling item number 16 on today's docket, Semaray Management LLC, trading as Pizza Harbor, 2 Wells Street. This is an application to transfer ownership of an existing Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Raise your hands, folks, please.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
When you speak, please tell us your name.
Good afternoon, Board. My name is Mia Rogers, and I will be representing Semaray Management, which is the owners, Miroslava Semaray and Mr. Vladimir Semaray.
Okay, you want to tell us about this then?
Yes, so this is a transfer of the liquor license for existing establishment, Home Slice, located at 2 East Wells Street, which was recently purchased by Semaray Management LLC. Same location, everything will stay existing. Seating capacity is minimal 52 currently. Hours of operation are Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10. And both Mr. Vladimir and Ms. Miroslava have both been Baltimore City residents for over 20 years. And Mr. Semaray is an existing license holder already for Pizza Harbor in Canton. No violations aware of. Home Slice.
Are they certified to handle alcohol?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you. Commissioners have any questions?
This is in South Baltimore, correct?
that is correct, yes.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
No questions.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer, and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on the materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Thank you.
Based on
Thank you very much.
Based on this application,
Sorry.
the materials and application statements made today and proffer made today, I also vote to approve this application, transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. You guys can now.
Thank you.
Ms. Russell, you have any?
Happy Thanksgiving.
No exhibits for the record.
Same here.
Thank you.
Good luck.
That concludes this matter before the board. The applicants have received the instructions on how to legally complete the transfer of ownership, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 17 on today's docket, NMP North LLC, trading as Robbie's Nest. Premises are located at 2250 East North Avenue, holders of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is an application to transfer ownership from a secured creditor to a new applicant requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Abraham Pernalbev of NMP North. With me are the 2 prospective licensees. This is an existing location. It is bounded by the area where there's a 10 p.m. curfew or cutoff at the location. The clients have purchased the property at auction, and they're trying to transfer the license over. They have been doing some significant renovations to try to improve the location. I did look up the history, and there were some issues in this area in the past, which is one of the reasons I believe the hours were curbed by the legislature. My client does have 3 years' experience working at her husband's liquor store and tavern. I have explained to them that the board has been quite strict with regards to tavern rules recently, and certainly would be continuing going forward, so that anytime somebody comes in, they must be able to purchase on premises and consume on premises. The clients would ask at this time that the board approve the transfer.
Okay. Just want to point out, there were a series of violations from 2012 to 2020. So it's been 3 years since anyone's been here, but you need to be aware of that because it's going to be, the history carries over even though you weren't charged. So keep a clean record, okay?
Yes, sure.
Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application and the proffer from council and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application and transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for ownership of the BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, and also the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials and a proffer made by council, I too vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverage.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Good luck.
Good luck,
Thank you.
folks.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council received instructions on which documents to submit in order to legally complete the transfer that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 18 on today's docket, 6001 Bel Air Road LLC, trading as Hubcap Inn. Premises are located at 6001 Bel Air Road. Holders of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. This is an application to transfer ownership from a secured creditor to the applicants with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and applicants are requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadensky, 320 North Charles Street, representing the applicants, in this case, Mr. Prince Annan and Stephen Morgan.
Good afternoon. Good morning. David J. Preller, Jr., representing Socialized Liquors down the street from this location.
Okay.
This transfer of license has been there for a long time. Mr. Annan was a licensee there for 10 or 12 years. He owns the property there. As an unfortunate incident that had the property had the license to go in bankruptcy, and he purchased it back out of bankruptcy. He has experience in running the business, having run this particular place over this period of years. He has a good relationship with the community. He talked with, and he'll tell you Linda, and I can't remember the last name, and also the council person about the place. Mr. Morgan here was a city resident. He's been on a bunch of licenses before and will continue. I understand that there was the competitor down the street that has an objection. In conjunction with that, I had some petitions done, and I have 180 names of people that are basically,
They'll be received.
old restaurant, old customers and so forth. Just briefly, I'll have Mr. Annan testify if I can.
Yes, let's swear him in.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, give your name and address for the record. You stand back here.
My name is Prince Anand.
Except to the microphone.
Yes. My name is Prince Anand, and address is 601 Bel Air Road.
And you own the property there?
We
is that
own
correct?
the property,
And
and
then-
from last 12 years.
And you've been a licensee there for over the last 10 to 11 years?
11 years.
All right, and along with that, you have met with the community and tell them.
Yeah, I talked to the community last Thursday, and they
Who
were
would-
said,
how you
I
talk?
talked to Linda Cruz there, president of the community. I talked to Daniel McRae several times, even last night for 7-8 minutes. And she said because when we heard somebody's actually has petition against us, she was surprised because she said, we never had any problem with you. And I spoke to her even last night for like 7-8 minutes. Then we have in our hub campaign, it's like 300-400 followers already. And they all came up even in last 2 days to sign the petition to make sure. Socialized, who's actually against our license, they just turned their liquor store to a bar 2 years back, and they just want to run a 7-day liquor store there. And they don't have any food, they don't have any kitchen. They just want to come and post to make sure there's nobody else doing any business there for Sunday or 7 days when they are, done their liquor store.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Mr. Preller, what did you want to say?
No questions. No questions, Chairman.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, very quickly.
Can you come up to the, we're being
Let me
recorded.
identify myself. David J. Preller, Jr. The reason my clients asked me to stop here today is they're concerned that there was a considerable drop in crime rate after the store closed about 2 years ago. And they're concerned about the crime rate being increased once the store opens back up and begins business again. So that's the concern that my client has with the business.
Okay. I understand we're not the police department, though.
I know, I understand that, but they'd just like to put it on the record that.
That's fine.
To keep an eye, and have him keep an eye on what's taking place down the street.
Okay. Anything further?
Nothing further.
Commissioners?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Based on the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the testimony received, I vote to approve the application and transfer this BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application, transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, and also the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on application materials, the proffer made by council, and testimony given today, also vote to approve this application and transfer ownership. This Class B D7 beer, wine, and liquor license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Actually, we do have these, I didn't pass them down to you. I'm sorry, Ms. Russell. But they did give us these.
Oh, I'm sorry. Light call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, petition of support.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally complete the transfer of ownership, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Moving on to hardship requests. Item number 19, ABW Incorporated, trading as Mimi's Discount Liquors. Premises are located at 260709 Greenmount Avenue. This is a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license and a request for a 90-day transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1705B.
Good morning, J.U. representing the transferee.
Good morning, Mr. Yu. We have your letter. What's going on?
We are requesting for a 90 days extension to complete a few of the items remaining on the checklist items. I did complete most of it, and I just got a confirmation from the comptroller that the tax clearance has been issued. So I think only thing remaining is right now trader's license.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. Based on Mr. Yu's letter to the board of October 27 and his proffer this morning, I vote to grant a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this license.
Yes, based on materials and letter and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on a letter from Attorney Yu from October 27th, I too vote to approve this request for a transfer hardship of 90 days.
No exhibits for the record.
Good luck, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Shall I move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Item number 20 on today's docket, St. George of JD's LLC, trading as trade name pending. Premises are located at 4719 Eastern Avenue, holders of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is a request for a 90-day transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1705B.
Abraham Hurl on behalf of St. George of Zades, LLC. Mr. Zulus couldn't be here today. We're just trying to wrap up a transfer that was granted about 6 months ago. There were just some missing permits. I think we're still trying to get a couple documents from the seller side in wet ink, which is a requirement, so.
Okay.
Just a couple
Commissioners
weeks.
have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of your letter to the board of October 30 and your proffer this morning, I vote to grant a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this license.
Yes, based on materials and letter and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on Attorney Hurdle's letter of October 30th, I too vote to approve this 90-day request for transfer hardship extension.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 21 on today's docket, Club International LLC, trading as Club International. Premises are located at 2301 West Baltimore Street, holders of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is a request to reopen under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-2203, wherein a licensed premises has been closed for at least 3 consecutive months.
Chairman, Abraham Hurl on behalf of Club International. With me is Mr. Windsor McDowell. This is a location that was closed, I believe, last January. I think the client had failed to pay for the renewal of the liquor license from the 22 year. At the time when they were closed, there were some outstanding sales tax, which we've been spending the last, I don't know, every waking minute, basically, since last year, trying to get resolved. There's a sales tax issue. There's any number of issues that come with that. We're still working on some of those issues, but we anticipate them being worked out imminently at the moment. We've been speaking with Ms. Yates and Ms. Richards over at the comptroller's office, and at the moment, I think we're about a week out from getting their approval, which would be the last thing we would need to reopen.
In order to be in good standing with them.
Correct. Right now, the company's actually forfeited. We've tried to renew the corporation, file articles of reinstatement. For the first time ever, I wasn't allowed to file them. It says there's some sort of hold. Spoke to Miss Yates, and she indicated that that was part of their hold policy. We have submitted all the different forms to get on a payment plan for the sales tax. They do have all the liens. It's just a matter of getting some of those things reviewed. And again, I think we should have that done in about a week.
Okay, commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hurd. On the basis of your letter to the board of June 8th, your proffer this morning, I vote to approve the request to reopen this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on material letter proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request to reopen the BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on your June 8th letter, I also vote to approve this request to reopen this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, Commissioners. May I be excused?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received a letter instructing his client on which documents to submit in order to be allowed to reopen pursuant to the board's permission. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 22 on today's docket, Matsuri De Corporation, trading as Matsuri Restaurant. Premises are located at 1105 South Charles Street, holders of a Class D beer and light wine license. And this is a double request. First, a request for a hardship extension of 180 days under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-2202, which would, if granted, would then also involve a request to reopen under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-2203, wherein a licensed premises has been closed for at least 3 consecutive months.
For the record, Melvin J. Kanansky, 320 North Charles Street. This is, I'm pinching for Frank Shawless again. I don't know where the, maybe they were just under the impression that since he wasn't going to be here, he wasn't here, but his letter, I think, speaks.
Well, his letter says he wants a 90-day extension.
Well, I think he was for 90 days because he was closed for 3 months. But he was definitely asking for 180 and then to reopen.
I can state that, yes, Mr. Shawless was expected to clarify today on the record. He did mean 180 days, and we discussed that, but I think Mr. Kadensky's got it right.
Okay.
And I guess that's why they call him Shaky.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the shaky letter from Mr. Shawless of October 12 and the proffer from Mr. Kadensky this morning, as well as the clarification from Mr. Blendy, I vote to approve both a 180-day hardship extension for this Class D beer, wine, and liquor license, as well as the request to reopen.
Yes, based on materials letter and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for a hardship extension of 180 days and a request to reopen.
Based on the letter and proffer made by council today, I also vote to approve this request for a hardship extension of 180 days for this Class D beer and light wine license and request to reopen.
No exhibits for the record.
Okay, thank you.
That concludes this matter. Council has received a letter instructing Mr. Shawless's client on which documents must be submitted in order to be allowed to reopen pursuant to the board's permission granted today. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
And the last matter on today's docket, recalling Castle Seafood Incorporated, trading as Castle Seafood Restaurant from last week's hearing. Premises are located at 3720 Potee Street, holders of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. And this is a continuation of the November 9th, 2023 hearing to make a penalty determination on the following charges that were found to have been in violation at last week's hearing, to it a violation of Rule 4.14A, live entertainment without authorization from September 3rd, 2023, violation of Rule 4.16, illegal conduct for violating BMZA Resolution 240-04, no jukebox or other form of live entertainment on September 3rd, 2023, a violation of Rule 4.18, alterations for an outdoor bar on September 3rd, 2023, violation of Rule 4.16, illegal conduct for violating BMZA Resolution 240-04, no outdoor bar on September 3rd, 2023. A violation of Rule 4.14A, live entertainment without authorization from September 30th, 2023. And a violation of Rule 4.16, illegal conduct for violating BMZA Resolution 2040-04, no jukebox or other form of live entertainment on September 30th, 2023. Last week, the board instructed the Inspections Division to conduct a monitoring investigation of the premises, and and Agent Perez and Inspector Brown appear to be up before you this afternoon.
For the record, Melvin J. Kanansky for the licensee. I sent an email to them and all, and I don't know whether they misinformed, whether they met with.
They were here last week, so
Yeah,
they
they
knew.
were.
Yeah, okay. Let's swear everybody who wants to testify.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Agent Perez, you want to tell us what you found in your follow-up?
Yes, Chairman. For the past 7 nights, we monitored the location. Each of the nights that we were there, the establishment was closed. I believe they were serving their health imposed closure. Not sure what's the status of that.
Okay. Do you know why they're closed?
I know it was an issue with the health department, but I don't know, I didn't handle it, so I don't know what it was.
Okay. I know these ladies were behind you were here last week. Did you have something else to add?
If we can get names and spelling. Ma'am, can you state your name?
Jan Evelyn. Yes, we kind of objected to the process anyway, because when somebody knows that you're watching them, they're not exactly going to do the bad things that they do all the rest of the time. Also, we provided information to...
I didn't expect them to close entirely, though.
Yeah, neither did I, but
Maybe
that'll do it, all
solves the
right?
problem, right?
Only if they stay closed, Your Honor. And we provided additional information and resources of information to Inspector Washington, but I understand that he was out of town and did not return, and therefore did not contact the resources that we suggested he contact.
Okay. Did you want to add anything?
Yeah.
You have to give us your name.
I'm Andrea Mayer. So I just want to point out that we're here and the owner is not here, and I find that problematic. I take this very seriously, and I really appreciate your time.
It's his problem, not yours. Anyway, do you have anything else, Mr. Kanansky?
Nothing else, I think.
Okay. Well, at last week's hearing, I found, and I think my fellow commissioners found, violations of each of these rules. The ones that were recited by Mr. Blendy, I won't go through in detail, but it's Rule 4.14, small a, Rule 4.16, Rule 4.18, Rule 4.16, Rule 4.14a, and Rule 4.16 again. They have a bad history of violations, asked for monitoring, and they seem to have sidestepped our intention, although I don't know that if I were they, I would feel confident they won't be monitored anymore. But with respect to each of these violations, I impose a $500 fine and give them 30 days to pay for a total of $3,000. Commissioners?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What is that? Can we finish? Fire alarm?
Is that a fire alarm?
Can we find out if it's a real one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to finish? Go ahead.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I disagree with the findings and the vote, and I vote to have the license revoked.
I vote as a penalty, since we've already voted on all 6, that we give a $500 fine on all 6 to $3,000 total with 30 days to pay. 500 on each of the 6, so 3,000 total.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Yeah. I just want to add to the counselor to make sure you convey to your client that he's one vote away from having his license revoked.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. I think that concludes our docket. So
Yep,
we'll
that concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to pay the fines imposed by the board today, and that includes all matters on the docket. The Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City, in spite of the fire alarm ringing, shall stand in recess until Thursday, December the 14th, 2023, 10:30 a.m. here in City Hall. Thank you.